Hey, so I'm about to do an unboxing for the Oasis Mini. I just got it today, and I just saw that the iOS Oasis Mini app came out today. So I have downloaded it, but I haven't actually launched it yet. So we'll do the unboxing and the app tryout all at the same time. So sorry for my setup, doesn't allow you to see the whole box. The camera is too close to the thing, but I assure you there's a box here. And paper. How's that for some ASMR? Toss that away. And what we get here is a box. The official real version that gets sent out to the public later will be a prettier box, I hear. But for now, we have an ordinary, boring, plain white box. It actually feels nice. It has sort of an Apple box quality about it. It seems kind of a durable, strong box. Let's dig in. Cutting the cellophane. All right, here's this thing. I've got the sniffles, man. Allergies have been kicking my butt. So you're gonna get sniffles in the audio, so be it. Okay, and lifting off. And again, this box seems, it's not quite as good as the Apple boxes, like for iPhones and such, but it's pretty solid. It's pretty good box. All right, set that aside, and now we get the thing. Here's sand. Good labeling on it. Business card sized rake or comb for smoothing out the sand. Oh, and there's the ball bearing in there as well. USB gizmos, we'll need that, so I might as well take that out. And well, all right, while I'm playing with this, a blatant plug for Puzzometry puzzles. Go to puzzometry.com and check out the puzzles that I have. They were also on Kickstarter several times from 2014 to now. I've done 3 or 4 Puzzometry Kickstarter projects. And so Kickstarter, just like the Oasis here. So ordinary USB to USB-C connector. We'll need that soon enough. Cool foam to cover the glass. And toss that to the side. And again, this has a certain Apple product feel to the packaging. It's cardboard form shaped. This is a little lighter than I expected. I thought it might be a little bit heavier, more beefy, but it feels fine. It's just a little bit lighter than I thought. All right, move the box aside. I'm getting a big pile of stuff here off to the side. And the glass has got a protective cover. All right, this thing, plastic case, got kind of a faux wood look to it. Yeah, there's, I guess, a reset button of some sort, a USB-C connector. And we're supposed to unwrap, or use the card to open the glass, but I think I can devise another way. There's the bearing again. We'll get the card out, and the bearing is running away. But since there's no sand in this yet, I can probably just turn it over and the glass will fall out. Yeah, sure enough. So, looks like tempered glass, I would guess. And this has a strange sort of rubbery texture to it. I'm not quite sure what that is, but it feels, it's not hard plastic. It's almost like a thin sheet of rubber or some sort at the bottom. No instructions, so I guess we'll just dig in, pour the sand on. Let's see, open up. and just dump it in. There's multiple colors of sand, different types of sand. It sounds like from reading online, they've done all sorts of studies of what texture of sand, how fine of a sand works, how fine of a sand doesn't work. This feels, wow, really almost like flour, but not quite. But really, really, really fine. So I don't quite know the technique of how to do this best, so I'm just gonna wing it. We're gonna call that good enough for now. Okay, it is time to plop the ball in. I don't know how it does its centering, its homing, so we'll try to put it in the middle. Oh look, it did, when I put it in the middle, it found the magnet underneath. You can kind of see that push it together, there you go, it found the magnet. So there you go, there's how homing works, I guess. Put the glass on. I don't know which is top or bottom, or I don't know if it matters. So we'll do that. Now plug it in. And I've got that in now. I got to plug in the USB. And do we have signs of life yet? Hey, we do have signs of life. From what I've read, the spinning white light is the normal sign of life. I hear a very small humming sound. Do you guys hear that? I don't know if it's coming across on the mic, but a very small humming sound, and the ball is moving, so something is happening. Let's just let that go for a minute or two and see what happens. I think maybe I'll just let it go until it doesn't go anymore, and then perhaps I can speed up the video so you guys are not bored at home watching it. But ooh, a bit more action there. And it appears to be stopped now. So maybe that's just the initial startup process. Now the humming is stopped. And blue light. Let's see if we can. I downloaded the app on my iPad, but I have not launched it yet. So we'll launch. I don't quite know what to do here. Let's see. Log in. I guess I have to make an account. So I'll make that account off camera. Okay, so I finally got my password figured out. And it immediately said there's a software update. So I'm going to hit that. Set that there for a bit. The light on the Oasis has gone white and stopped moving. %. I heard a podcast episode several years ago about the psychology of the progress bar, of why that it was somewhat of an important innovation several years ago. There's no progress bar in this one, it's just a number that increases 88%, but the progress bar psychology was an interesting thing. I think it was started by the Macs way back in the day. All right, the light has flashed. There's something on the screen here. Pull that off. It appears to be updating, doing fine. It says 100% right there, but still doing things. Okay. Upgrade's all done. Your Oasis Mini is ready to go. Add track. Wow, we can do crazy ball speeds. That's interesting. Eventually we're going to print something, but let's just kind of back up and see what else is here. Connect. Add account. Connect. I guess that's all. There's just connect and then add track. Let's see if there's, okay, spiral. jellyfish, turtle. Heck, I don't know. Let's just randomly pick one. Let's try jellyfish. And Oasis Mini is busy. Please wait. It's busy being colorful. Your Oasis Mini is busy. Downloading progress, 42%. 68. 99. Jellyfish nearly complete. Dither Master Wormhole is the name of that one. It's an interesting name. I don't know how much data there is actually to transfer from iPad to device, but it seems like this is taking a long time for what's probably just a series of text coordinates. But who knows? Maybe there's a way to speed that up once they get more iterations in the design. I'm not sure. I'd ask the designers if there was a way to save favorites. Like if you had 2 or 3 favorite designs that you liked, you could have buttons on the side that you could save as favorites, like hit button 1 for a turtle, button 2 for the jellyfish. And I didn't fully understand the answer, but it sounds like there's not a lot of onboard memory to be able to store that many in the device, but that could be that I didn't understand their answer. But yeah, this is taking a bit. Downloading progress, 100%, but still not doing anything. The app did connect to the device pretty quickly. I've read that that's a problem for some devices, or I don't know if that's an Android specific or Apple specific problem, but this time it didn't have a problem connecting, it seems. It's just kind of slow downloading. Our video is 17 minutes long already. Amazing. Come on, download. All right, since we're waiting, I might as well just do another blatant plug for Puzzometry puzzles, the hardest puzzle you'll never solve. 7 different puzzles to choose from. Go to Puzzometry.com. Puzzometry.com. And also, by the way, you'll see Texas-themed challenge coins at Puzzometry.com. And we're still busy. Downloading Oasis Mini is busy. Please wait. Downloading progress, 100%. Is it really working or is it locked up? I'm not sure. I'm tempted to shut down the app and restart it, but I don't know if that's a bad idea. It seems like that it shouldn't really take this long to download. Nothing more to do. All right, I'm going to do it. I don't know if I should, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to shut down the app. Try again. Connect. And jellyfish, fast speed. Let's just go for it. Add track. So it appears as though maybe it did really lock up. I'm not sure. I don't know what add track meant, but I thought I was going to print a jellyfish, but I guess not. Let's try. There are a lot of built-in designs. That's pretty good. Yeah, there's a lot of these things. Hearts, spirals, seashell kind of things, leaves, dinosaur. Let's see. Let's try a simple one, the smallest one I can find, just for the interest of time on my video. Let's try that guy. See if there's a way to download that to the device and get it printed. Track added successfully. All right, how do we do it then? How do I actually make it work? I don't quite know. Track added successfully, but I don't quite know how to make it print. Maybe just this button, which should have been obvious to me, but it wasn't. Play. Okay, so depends on how long this takes. I might speed up the video artificially and then show the final design once it's done. It's not clear to me if this dot on the app is following where the ball is actively, or if that's just the starting point. No, it doesn't appear as though that dot is moving. That would be a handy thing if that dot was moving to show exactly where the ball is at the moment. What is it doing now? Still moving? Yeah, that's maybe a feature that could be upgraded. As maybe it is. Maybe the dot is moving. Quite sure. That doesn't appear to match up. It's maybe that I've got the device rotated and maybe it's drawing. Well, I don't know. I'm not sure what it's drawing. And I can see now that I didn't get the sand spread out very well over here on the edges. The ball bearing is literally rolling on the rubber now instead of the sand. So that's a lesson learned. I'll do better next time. Okay, so if I rotate this thing to be here with the USB cord in the back, that appears to be the front orientation. Outside of that, there's no real way to tell which is front or back. This little tab, I guess, and maybe the cord going to the back, but something that indicates the front, maybe a logo on the front up here would be handy. Something that tells the user where the front is. And again, I didn't do so well at spreading the sand out, but now I know to do that. Yeah, so the ball bearing is basically on rubber right now, but that's okay. I should have spread out the sand more. It didn't seem to affect the ball bearing at all. It still pulled right through it. It might also be handy on the app for the developers to put on there the time remaining on the design. Like when I do 3D printing, like I've got a 3D printed dice here that right next to me. The 3D printer tells how much total time it takes to print the job and how many minutes or hours is left. That would be a handy addition to put on the app, that there's 17 minutes left or something. I now see this moved. Maybe that's meant to be an indicator of time of some sort. Maybe that's what this is. I'm not sure yet. I don't know if you can hear the buzzing of the motor, but it's not loud and annoying or anything. But it's there. You hear it. It's just like a very low level hum noise. Much less annoying than the sniffle I've got going on. It's somehow mesmerizing to watch the ball move. I mean, I know it's being dragged by a magnet underneath, but since you can't see it, it almost looks magical that the ball is moving by itself. Well, it looks as though with this particular design, my mistake of not spreading out the sand down here in the bottom won't really impact the design that much. And I think I should have probably used maybe this, I don't know, maybe should have used another one of the edges to get the rake lines a little bit smoother. I'm not sure. Trial and error. Now that it's going, the ball and the virtual ball on the screen seem to be really closely aligned. There's maybe a second or two delay of where the ball is versus where it is on screen, but it's fairly close. The LED lights are kind of a nice touch. You can see the colors without actually seeing the light bulbs, which is sort of a trick with LED string lighting. It's always a good design touch to hide the light string without hiding the colors, and so that's kind of a nice touch. I'm trying to think what the humming noise is analogous to. Maybe an old school battery motorized clock, like a wall clock from 40 years ago when they just had AA batteries and were just small motors running the clock. It sounds kind of like that, just a very low level hum. The jellyfish, if you believe this chart, we're about 40% done. I'm not quite sure what those are. They're colors of some sort. Should I swipe? No, they don't seem to swipe. I'm not sure what that's supposed to show. Maybe the pattern of the lights. That seems kind of, oh yeah, there you go. So, oh, okay, now we've got it. I can make it really bright, not so bright, LED speed. Bright white. Go back to the thing. Now I've done it. I hope I didn't break the design. Okay, good. So you can navigate throughout the app and not interrupt the drawing. That's a good thing. I think with me not having the sand spread out properly, there's areas here where the sand is relatively thick and some areas where it's too thin, almost to the point where obviously it doesn't exist down here. And I think that variability in the thickness of the sand is impacting the quality of the drawing. I don't know how much of that is coming across on the video. But the ball bearing seems to be moving very methodically. It's not jerky, it's not crazy all over the place like maybe if a PID loop was not tuned correctly. It seems to be very smooth and methodical, doing its thing correctly. I don't know, let's see if this experiment fails. Zoom in really tight. You can see it's making the little details in the tentacles. So if you believe the chart here, we're about 55 to 60% done, give or take. It's kind of interesting that part of the draw path was to make a full perimeter of the thing. I don't know if that is just an artistic touch or something required to help spread out the sand or some other thing, but you can see the very first path it drew was going all the way around. This area, I don't know if it's coming across on the camera, but this is an area where I didn't do so well at spreading it out, and the sand is really, really thick here. Maybe 2/3 of the height of the ball bearing. and it's maybe even more than that. Might even be full height of the ball bearing. The ball bearing is not having a problem going through it. It just kind of makes a bigger, I guess, mountain along the edge of the ball bearing, but it doesn't get bogged down or anything in it. And ball bearing has, well, I thought it stopped, but it didn't. It just slowed down in the middle. It's still moving. It's hard to tell if that's visible on the video, but it's still moving very, very slowly. The engineer nerd in me wants to tear this box down apart and see what's inside and learn what all the cool motors and magnets and such are. Getting close to maybe 65 or 70% progress. And this was, if you remember, I set the ball speed to really high. I'm not sure what an advantage might be to slowing it down, but we'll let this one finish and then I'll play with that on the next one. Some spots of this drawing, it does move really, really slow, and it makes me wonder how much slower would it be on the slow setting. This area is about as fast as it's moved the whole time. Getting close to 75% done. What do you think on the video? Is it looking like the jellyfish that it should be looking like? From an angle, here of course the camera is looking straight down. I'm looking at it from about a 45-degree angle from the side, and it loses a little bit of the effect. And that might be because I didn't spread the sand out properly, consistently thick or thin or whatever. But from an angle, it's not immediately obvious to me that this is meant to be a jellyfish. But if I get up closer to the camera view, it starts to look that way. It'd be interesting to see what the long-term effect of this ball, a steel ball, rolling on really fine sandpaper, what that will do when it gets, say, 100 hours of use or 200 hours or 1,000 hours. Will it more or less sandblast the ball and wear it down, make it rust, get it rough edged? I'm not sure. This sand, just the time I touched it, it felt really, really, really fine. Like I say, not quite as fine as flour, but really close to that. Overall, I think this is kind of a thing. It looks nice. It looks like a nice thing that could sit on a cabinet. I don't know how many hours or minutes of a design you could queue up into it, where you just kind of, it'd be neat if you just set it to go and then it runs for 5 or 6 hours drawing continuous designs as you go about your day. Either leave it on your desk at work or at home on the counter, and you just kind of hit it once in the morning and it just draws all day. That would be a pretty handy thing. I don't know if there's enough memory in the device to do that, or would you have to continually give it a new design manually each time? I'm not sure yet. And hopefully there is a routine in here, more or less a drawing that does nothing more than kind of a reset. I don't know if that's the case, but that would be a handy thing. You could send it a design that more or less just smooths out the sand by itself. We're getting to be about 80 or 90% done. It's getting really close to being done. What do you guys think? Leave a comment down below if you think this is something that is looks cool, it's a neat idea, a neat design, or if it's not so good, needs improvement, or it just, I don't know. Give me your thoughts. It's getting really close to done. I'm looking up at the camera, and again, from the camera view, it is really starting to take shape. The shape of that is really starting to resemble that. But from like a 45-degree angle with the lighting I've got in my room and the LED lights here, it's not immediately obvious to me that this is supposed to be a jellyfish. Looks like maybe it's done. It is done. Okay, and this changed to the next design. Is it going right into the next design from the jellyfish? That's a peculiar thing. I'm not sure what happened there. I'm not quite sure. I guess it's going to, maybe I had, in all of my fiddling around with the app, perhaps I started a playlist. I'm not sure. I don't know what to do. Anyway, it made a jellyfish. It did its job. I had one connection issue with the app. When you guys saw that the app more or less locked up, I stopped it, restarted it, and then just a little bit of training myself how to use the app, and everything worked fine. It appears as though it's done, but it's curious that whatever this last curve was, maybe it was something resembling this design that's about to be in the queue. I'm not sure. Or maybe that's just the way it parks the ball. I'm not entirely sure. The ball is actually still moving. It is trying to draw this, I guess. Yeah, so it's trying to draw this right over the jellyfish. I didn't expect that, but okay. Maybe that's the playlist I was talking about, that it'll just keep drawing all the things on my playlist. So yeah, it's trying to do the spiral. I think I'll let that run, but I'm going to stop the video. We're at, wow, it's already long. It's a 37-minute video. I had no idea it was going that long. It didn't feel like it was that long. So I'm going to stop the video here, and yeah, leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. Thanks, and one more blatant plug for Puzzometry puzzles, the hardest puzzle you'll never solve. These were launched on Kickstarter in 2014, and then again in 17 and 16, I think. I forget the years for the second and third projects, but cool laser cut acrylic puzzles. Thanks for watching.